The Jax Tackler is a super efficient way to train your players because it doesn't require any setup. I can get a whole gauntlet drill of tackles done, from a square tackle to an angle tackle to a pursuit tackle, with 5, 6, 7 players. In 5 minutes, they can realistically get 10 reps, 15 reps. So this is a great tool to make your practice much more efficient. You're gonna get a lot more out of your tackling session.
With the Jax Tackler, we encourage you to practice brace foot tackling while striking with the hard part of the shoulder. First up is the brace foot stance.
A lot of times you'll hear the near foot, near shoulder technique being taught. The problem I see with that is if I were to load my front foot, I may be able to create a lot of power in one direction. But if this ball carrier were to move on me, which they're obviously going to do, I'm kind of in a very compromised position to react to that movement. Now, if I were to come in with what we call a brace foot, so as I come forward, I'm going to strike with the right shoulder, I'm going to generate my power off my rear foot. So now I'm able to drive through the ball carrier, it continues on the same path, but also I'm able to react. If he were to move laterally this way, I can push off this foot and still make a tackle. If he cuts into me, he's cutting into my power. I have a lot more control and actually can create a lot more power using a brace rather than a near foot, near shoulder approach.
Now, onto the second part of this approach, the shoulder striking point.
When I'm a tackler and I'm striking with the shoulder, I want to make sure I create a hard surface that's going to soften the ball carrier. So as I make contact with the shoulder, I want to roll it down in front of my frame of my body. And as I wrap, I'm hitting with the hard point of the top of the shoulder. Okay, so that's where I want to be in before I wrap, as opposed to what sometimes is taught in the past was a chest tackle. As if I get struck on the chest from a ball carrier, this is easy to open up. It's not a very hard surface. It can soften the tackler. I want to soften the ball carrier. I want to make a hard surface there that when I make contact, I'm softening him rather than the other way around. A couple characteristics that makes the Jax Tackler a great option to improve your team's tackling is, first off, the height of it. When I'm talking about tackling with the shoulder or rugby tackle, I want to strike a soft target, being from the knee up to the armpit, which is about the height of the Jax Tackler. Also, the diameter of the pads. I want something that's going to simulate the waist of a ball carrier. As you can see, when I'm striking with the shoulder, this is going to simulate about that same size target. So the first drill you can do with the Jax Tackler is working on a square or profile tackle. So what you can do is line your players up right behind each other, and you can still get these in rapid succession. So I'm going to approach the ball carrier where I see the numbers. I want to close to the near hip with the near shoulder, and I'm going to brace off the back foot, drive through the pad. If you go straight through it, you're gonna end up spiking it, you're gonna have to dive on it. Like, you have to leave your foot. Basically, I want to close to where I'm inside this real quick, right? I want to drive off this and take it to the ground this way. Okay. So I basically want to close to this as fast as I can, get a brace in the ground, watch through it, and you're up and the next guy can go. You shuffle your feet. Then if you see the numbers, you want to be 2 or 3 yards from it. Then you're going to make the shoulders tackle this way, right? Always wrapping and driving. I don't want to go against force. I want to go through force. I want to deflect it. The Jax Tackler gives us the ability to train different angles when we're tackling, meaning I'm somewhat on the side, about 45-degree angle where I'm on the side of the ball carrier. The advantage the tackler has is this ball carrier does not see me coming. Okay, so I can be a little more aggressive with the tackle, and from a standpoint of safety, I'm not as worried about striking my head because these are not opposing forces anymore as you'd see in a square tackle. So as I approach, I want to be cognizant of where the runner might be holding the ball. As I wrap, I want to work on creating turnovers by throwing a punch into the wrap as well. So finally, we can work on situational tackling with the Jax Tackler. Depending on what I see, I'm gonna use a different tackling technique. So if I see the numbers, I'm gonna do a square tackle. So I'm gonna approach, I'm gonna create a brace, drive with the shoulder, wrap it as I take it to the ground. If I don't see the numbers from the side, I'm gonna do a angle tackle. So I'm gonna be aware where the ball is. I can either punch here. If I simulate the ball is close, we can work on punching the ball out from the near side. You can also work a pursuit tackle with the Jax Tackler. It's not a situation we normally want to be in, but it's also something we don't train very often. So now I'm not as worried about the safety again, because rather than opposing forces you would see in traditional tackle drills, now we're running the same direction. So there's not going to be a lot of force in the tackle. What you want to train your players to do is close space as fast as they can, be aware of where the ball is, and they can punch at the ball as they wrap and drive the dummy to the ground. So we're able to do different situations very efficiently in the same drill.